Virgo, within the next 72 hours, someone is about to have a complete emotional breakdown because of what you posted online, and I need to tell you exactly who this is and why they are losing their absolute mind right now. Everyone thinks social media is just casual sharing, but actually your recent posts are operating like psychological warfare on someone specific, and they cannot handle it. The cards are showing me something absolutely insane about your digital presence right now. This person checks your stories obsessively. They screenshot your posts. They analyze every single word you write. And Virgo, they are crumbling under the weight of watching you live your best life without them. I just pulled the Tower reversed, and oh my God, this energy is showing me their entire mental foundation is collapsing piece by piece every time you hit that post button. But here is what nobody realizes about this situation. This is not just some random ex or admirer losing their mind over your glow up. The cards are revealing someone who played a major role in trying to dim your light, and now they are watching you absolutely flourish, and they cannot cope with the reality that you did not need them to shine. This person spent months, maybe even years, trying to convince you that you were not capable of the success and happiness you are now displaying all over social media. Your Instagram stories, your LinkedIn updates, your Facebook posts, whatever platform you are using, it is like a daily reminder to this person that they made the biggest mistake of their life when they underestimated you. And Virgo, the most beautiful part about this entire situation is that you are not even posting for them. You are just genuinely living your life and sharing your authentic journey, but to them it feels like targeted psychological torture. Let me pull another card to show you exactly what is happening in their mind when they see your content. I am getting the Nine of Swords, and this is wild because this card represents anxiety, insomnia, mental anguish, and obsessive thinking. This person is lying awake at night, scrolling through your social media, analyzing every photo, every caption, every story highlight, trying to decode some hidden message or sign that you are thinking about them or that your happiness is fake. They have created entire narratives in their head about your posts. When you share a picture of your morning coffee, they think you are trying to show them how peaceful your life is without them. When you post about work achievements, they think you are rubbing your success in their face. When you share moments with friends, they think you are trying to prove how social and loved you are. Everything you post gets filtered through their guilt and regret, and it is destroying their peace of mind. But here is where this gets even more intense, Virgo. The cards are showing me that this person has been talking to mutual friends or family members about you, trying to get information about your life beyond what they can see on social media. They are asking questions like, how are you really doing? Are you seeing anyone? Are you happy? And these conversations are happening because they are desperate to find some crack in the facade, some evidence that you are struggling without them. The Three of Cups reversed is coming through now, and this card is telling me that this person has been trying to poison your friendships or your reputation in your social circle. They have been planting seeds of doubt, maybe suggesting that your happiness is not real, or that you are just putting on a show for social media. But here's the thing that is eating them alive. Nobody is buying what they are selling, because your authentic joy and growth is so obvious that their attempts to discredit you are making them look desperate and bitter. You know what is really breaking them down, Virgo. It is not just that you are happy, it is that you are happy in ways they never thought you could be. Remember all those times they told you that you were too analytical, too perfectionist, too hard to please. Now they are watching you use those exact same qualities to build an incredible life, and they are realizing that the problem was never you. The problem was that they could not handle being with someone who had standards and ambition. Your social media presence right now is showcasing all the things they said you would never achieve. If they told you that you were too picky about relationships, you are now posting about healthy boundaries and self-love. If they said you cared too much about work, you are now sharing career wins and professional growth. If they said you were too focused on details, you are now showing how that attention to detail creates beautiful moments and experiences in your life. Every single post you make is inadvertently proving that everything they criticized about you was actually what made you special and successful. And that realization is gutting them because it means they threw away something precious because they were too immature or insecure to appreciate it at the time. The King of Pentacles is showing up now, and this card is all about material success, financial stability, and long-term achievement. Virgo, your posts about your life improvements, whether that is a new apartment, a career advancement, a new relationship, better health habits, whatever it is, this person is watching you build everything they thought you could not have without them. They probably told themselves that you needed them for stability or support, and now they are seeing evidence every day that you are more stable and successful than you ever were when they were in your life. This is where the guilt really kicks in for them, because deep down they know that they held you back. They know that their negativity, their criticism, their lack of ambition or vision was like an anchor on your potential. Now they are watching you soar, and they are having to confront the uncomfortable truth that they were the problem in the dynamic, not you. But Virgo, let me tell you what is going to happen in the next few weeks, because the cards are showing me a major shift coming. This person is going to reach out. They are going to break their silence, because the psychological pressure of watching you thrive while they spiral is going to become unbearable. The Ace of Swords is coming through, and this represents a breakthrough moment, a sudden clarity or communication that cuts through all the confusion. This reach out is not going to be a simple, "Hey, how are you?" text. This is going to be a loaded message. They are going to try to find some way to insert themselves back into your narrative. Maybe they will congratulate you on something they saw you post. Maybe they will share a memory that connects to something in your recent content. Maybe they will try to start a conversation about mutual friends or shared experiences. But make no mistake, Virgo, this contact is happening because your social media presence has been haunting them and they cannot take it anymore. Here's what you need to understand about this incoming communication. The Death card is showing up, and this represents transformation, endings, and new beginnings. This person reaching out is actually their attempt to transform the dynamic between you, to somehow alchemize their guilt and regret into a new connection with you. But the cards are very clear that this transformation is not about reconciliation. It is about them trying to find peace with their own mistakes. They are going to test the waters to see if you are still affected by them. They want to see if their presence in your messages creates any kind of emotional reaction that might give them hope that you still care, or that your happiness is not as solid as it appears online. This is their way of checking if they still have any power or influence in your life. But here's what they do not realize, Virgo. Your social media glow up is not a performance. It is not revenge posting. It is not you trying to make anyone jealous. It is simply the natural result of you being free to be yourself without someone constantly criticizing or diminishing your light. And that authenticity is exactly what makes it so devastating for them to witness, because they cannot find any cracks or inconsistencies to make themselves feel better. The Six of Wands is coming through now, and this card represents public recognition, victory, and success. Your online presence right now is basically a daily victory lap, and you are not even trying to showboat. You are just sharing your genuine wins and happy moments. But to this person, it feels like you are being celebrated for everything they said was wrong with you, and that is creating a cognitive dissonance that is tearing them apart mentally. They thought that by leaving or criticizing you, they were teaching you a lesson about being more realistic or less demanding. Instead, they gave you the greatest gift possible, which was the freedom to prove them wrong in every possible way. Your success without them is not just personal vindication, it is public proof that their judgment was completely flawed. Now let me tell you about the timeline here, because the cards are being very specific about when this emotional breakdown reaches its peak. The next Mercury retrograde is going to trigger this person in a major way. During that period, they are going to be doing deep reflection on past relationships and decisions, and your social media presence is going to feel even more intense to them because they will be naturally looking backward and reviewing their choices. The Eight of Cups reversed is showing me that during this retrograde period, this person is going to seriously consider reaching out to you in a more substantial way. Not just a casual comment or like on your posts, but an actual attempt to have a real conversation about the past. They are going to be dealing with the emotional reality that walking away from you was the biggest mistake they ever made, and they are going to want to see if there is any possibility of redemption. But Virgo here is what you need to know about this future contact. The Justice card is very present in this reading, and it represents balance, fairness, and karmic consequences. This person reaching out is not really about you. It is about them trying to balance the scales of their own conscience. They need to know that you do not hate them, or that their actions did not completely destroy your opinion of them, because living with that weight is becoming unbearable as they watch you flourish. Your response to their eventual outreach is going to determine their emotional stability for months to come. If you are kind but distant, they will interpret that as hope and continue to be tortured by possibilities. If you are harsh or angry, they will use that as evidence that you are not as happy as you appear, and they will find some twisted comfort in that. But if you are genuinely indifferent, if you respond with the energy of someone who has truly moved on, that is going to be the final nail in the coffin of their hopes, and it will force them to accept reality. The most powerful thing about your situation right now, Virgo, is that your happiness is not dependent on their suffering. You are not posting to hurt them or make them jealous. You are just living your life and sharing your joy. But the fact that your authentic happiness is causing them so much pain is poetic justice for all the times they tried to dim your light or make you feel like you were asking for too much from life. Let me pull one more card to show you how this energy is going to evolve over the next few months. The Star is coming through, and this is such a beautiful card because it represents hope, healing, and spiritual guidance. This card is telling me that your social media presence is not just affecting this one person, it is actually inspiring and healing for many people who follow you and see your growth journey. While this one person is being broken down by your posts, there are dozens of other people who are being lifted up by your example. Your authenticity and your refusal to dim your light is giving other people permission to shine brightly too. Your posts about setting boundaries are helping other people recognize their own worth. Your career updates are inspiring other people to pursue their ambitions. Your self-care content is reminding other people to prioritize their own well-being. So, while this person is having an emotional breakdown over your content, you are actually creating positive ripple effects in ways you probably do not even realize. The cards are showing me that your social media influence is going to grow significantly over the coming months because people are drawn to authentic success stories and genuine happiness. But back to this person who is losing their mind over your posts. The final card I want to share with you is the Ten of Pentacles, and this represents lasting success, family legacy, and long-term stability. This card is telling me that everything you are building and sharing online right now is not temporary or superficial. It is the foundation of lasting happiness and success that this person will never be able to touch or diminish. They are hoping that your glow up is temporary, that eventually you will crash or struggle or reveal that your happiness was just a facade. But the cards are very clear that what you are building is solid and permanent. Your growth is real, your happiness is authentic, and your success is sustainable. And that reality is what is going to continue breaking them down mentally, because they will have to accept that they lost something genuinely valuable when they lost you. The comments are going crazy on this reading because so many of you are recognizing this exact energy in your own lives. This is not just about romantic relationships either. This could be a former friend, a family member, a colleague, anyone who underestimated you and is now watching you prove them wrong on a daily basis through your social media presence. Your homework for this week, Virgo, is to continue being authentically yourself online. Do not dim your light. Do not tone down your success. Do not hide your happiness to make other people comfortable. The people who are meant to be in your life will celebrate your wins, and the people who are not will reveal themselves through their negative reactions to your joy. If this person does reach out to you in the coming weeks, remember that you owe them nothing. You have already given them the greatest gift possible by living well and being happy. Their emotional breakdown is not your responsibility to fix, and their guilt is not your burden to carry. Keep posting your wins, Virgo. Keep sharing your authentic moments. Keep being the example of what is possible when someone refuses to settle for less than they deserve. Your light is not too bright. Other people just need better sunglasses. Subscribe now, because your future self is depending on the energy and insights you get from these readings. The universe is setting up some major plot twists for your sign over the next few months, and you are going to want to be prepared for what is coming next. If you want more of this intense energy and detailed insights into your personal journey, you know where to find me.